Welcome to a special edition of HWA Wrestling. I'm Les Thatcher, your host, along with me, Brock Guffman, and throughout this hour, we'll have some of the star talent of HWA on to give their comments about the past year, 2001, and this is a special year-end highlight show leading into the new year of 2002. And Brock, it has been a banner year for HWA.
Absolutely. It's going to be the best of 2001, which means an entire hour of the A Squad.
No, not an entire hour of the A Squad. We're going to have a lot of other stars on as well. And, of course, HWA this year has become a place where the stars of the future do battle with the current stars. Some of the top stars from WWF have come down to square off with the HWA champions. It's been quite interesting.
So there's going to be a bunch of,
yeah, it's not going to be all Chet and Dean Jablonski. Yeah, exactly.
That's not what my sheet says.
Well, then your sheet should have.
I mean, I wrote this out myself.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's the reason it doesn't say that. Of course, we started our television back in September with an invasion by WCW. And, of course, I thought the parity between the WCW talent and the HWA talent was quite apparent from the get-go.
Absolutely. Both talent on both sides, both very equal, but HWA just had that little extra something that was able to get them the win over WCW.
And, of course, you probably think a lot to do with the Jablonskis, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Not a lot, all of it.
All of it. Okay. Well, anyway, that's something we'll debate later on throughout the show. But the first match we want to take a look at, we're talking about the quality of the WCW and the HWA talent. It also will show you the quality of the cruiserweights in the HWA company as you watch Kaz Hayashi and his partner Jimmy Yang take on the duo of the Shark Boy and Chad Collier. Let's take a look.
And of course, Yang is in the ring now. Hayashi on the apron.
Yang with some blue hair. Is that supposed to match Shark Boy's outfit? I don't know.
I think I've given up trying to figure out today's hairstyles after I saw Hoss, the ring announcer. However, nevertheless, headlock, hip lock, takeover. Action very fast as these light heavyweights will definitely speed the ring up at all times. And right now, Shark Boy, those knife edge chops to the sternum. And at this point, it's nip and tuck. It's anybody's ball game here.
Yes, Yang shoots him in, catches him with that clothesline, and drops the fish with a hard one. Of course, in the first tag team encounter, HWA scoring the pinfall over the WCW combination. And right here, Jim, I think we've got another even-Steven matchup.
Wait a minute, Shark Boy with the tip up. Arm drag there on Hayashi. Jimmy Yang waiting on the apron, trying to get into this competition. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the inaugural episode of the Heartland Wrestling Association on television. And Les, I know it's only going to get bigger and brighter from here if the HWA forces can forestall this WCW invasion that Mike Sanders alluded to earlier, and that Reno, Johnny the Bull, Mark Jindrak, so many of these WCW athletes are involved in this invasion of the HWA. You're going to have to be on the lookout to just be able to figure out whose side who's on.
And, of course, Jimmy, they're trying to recruit HWA established talent as well. So right at this point, we've got everyone looking over their shoulder, not sure who is on whose side. Chad Collier right now, a product of Dean Malenko's training camp down in Tampa, Florida, and he's almost a younger version of the man of 1,000 holes himself. A great cruiserweight. He's made several tours of Japan and has wrestled.
Oh, wait a minute. Hayashi sent his man across, or Yang did, and Hayashi caught him with a knee in the back. They would taken a page out of Johnny the Bull and Reno's playbook in the first match tonight. Chad Collier.
Nice drop toe hold by Chad to counter Hayashi's charge. Comes up with the side headlock now as Kaz shoots him off. Hayashi, one of the top cruiserweights out of the land of the rising sun. Up and over on Collier. Sets him up for the hip block. Look at there.
Did you see that? He went for the hip block, and Collier reversed direction in midair. Went with the hip toss, or went with the monkey flip, and then an arm drag takedown there. And the folks here roaring their approval that the team of Collier and Shark Boy, the Oriental team, is off balance.
And right now, we'd like to mention to you that we are taping the HWA show every Sunday night, beginning at 7:30 p.m. in Jeffersonville, Indiana, right across the river from Louisville, Kentucky at Davis Arena. Starting time is 7:30, and it is free. So come on out and join us. Right now, Chad Collier setting up some offense, charging, but the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Kaz Hayashi gets him a 2 count, but Collier kicks out. Hayashi now trying to mount offense. Tag goes to Jimmy Yang, and again, the parity in all the matches we've seen thus far, Jimmy, all the teams well matched and very competitive.
Well, both these teams well matched size-wise and with the accompanying styles. Wait a minute, there's a press, and he hooked the near leg, but not enough for Collier. Collier's still too strong. Jimmy Yang now putting the pressure on as the folks here in the Davis Arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, firmly in the corner of Shark Boy and Chad Collier. Referee Robert Briscoe checking the action here as the team of Yang and Hayashi attempt to maintain their advantage. And Collier's got to do something quick. They've cut the ring off, Les, and they're keeping him in their half of it.
And of course, that is what a pro does, Jim, is cuts that half of the ring off, keeping his opponent on their half.
Oh, wait a minute.
Collier switches it into a sleeper now, if he can hook it and hook it right. But Yang in behind him.
Oh! Yang just picked his man up and dropped him face first. Collier hit that mat. And now, once again, the team of Yang and Hayashi makes the tag, and Hayashi stepping in. Hayashi, not the biggest dog in the yard, but this martial arts expert more than makes up for his lack of weight with speed, science, and a deadly knowledge of the martial arts. Wait a minute, look at that inside
Beautiful.
leg trip there. Took his man down, and he appears to be going possibly for the figure four. No, it's a Funk family spinning toe hold.
Spinning toe hold on that right leg, just the same way the Funks use it. Applying the pressure. Chad trying to work his way to that corner. He needs to make the tag to Shark Boy right now. And listen to this crowd at Davis Arena. They are behind Collier and Shark Boy. Tag goes to Jimmy Yang. Yang and Hayashi tagging in and out with a fluid action and keeping Chad Collier on defense. A stomp into the shoulder now as Chad tries to come to his feet. Let's see, Yang shoots him in. Collier ducks the clothesline, ducks the elbow. Flying crossbody.
Good Lord! Almost had him. He almost had him. What a crossbody. I've never seen momentum like that. But now, once again, Yang back all over the top of Chad Collier and right into Hayashi's corner. Shark Boy still all the way across the ring, so Collier made a valiant attempt, but it was an all-or-nothing effort, and he wasn't able to make that tag.
And look at here as he takes him in the corner, drops him face first onto that top turnbuckle. We want to remind you that on Saturday, September the 15th, HWA is in Batavia, Ohio at the Red Barn Flea Market with all the stars you're seeing right here on Fox 45 on HWA Wrestling. And right now, Chad Collier needs to make that tag as Jimmy Yang loops that right hand in and pushes Collier back into the corner, drives him up, straightens him up with another right hand, sets him up, goes for the slam and drops him. Will he get the pin here? 2 count.
Unorthodox type of cover that Jimmy Yang was using there. He did hook the far leg, but he was crouched over the top of Collier. Don't think he had all his weight on him that he could have. But now, Hayashi in it. I'll tell you, Hayashi, he'll fight you. I've seen him a couple of times in action, and boy, he'll get up in the face of a 300-pounder. Wait a minute, Collier ducked under, came out with a reverse neck breaker. Collier has the opportunity to make the tag. Shark Boy screaming in the corner, the folks behind Collier. Can Collier make it to the tag before Hayashi tags Jimmy Yang?
Yes, Yang comes in.
Oh, wait a minute, Yang came in without a tag.
Yes, he
There was
did.
no tag.
Shark Boy moves in, but Briscoe's cutting him off right now as Yang and Hayashi double up on Collier. Yang shot in, Collier sidesteps, ducks the clothesline.
Good night.
Oh, what a belly to back. He took Hayashi over on that one and thought he broke his neck. Shark Boy catches the tag, drop kicks to Hayashi, drop kick to Jimmy Yang. The fish on the go now offensively. Reverse of the whip by Kaz Hayashi. Fish with a knee into the chin. Drives Yang back into the corner. Yang, the
Shark Boy up on the ropes. Shark Boy is cooking right now. I'll tell you, Hayashi's got to get in there and interfere to save his partner, Jimmy Yang. Wait a minute, was that a bite? Did the shark bite?
Yes, it was.
Does your shark bite, Les?
He does bite, Jim, and bites with some viciousness. Chad Collier in. Hayashi reverses the whip. Shark catches him. He's going for his Dead Sea drop here.
Oh, wait a minute. Collier charged and went over the top. Jimmy Yang pulled the top rope down, and Collier hit the ground.
Beautiful
and now Yang has
kick.
Shark Boy hung. Wow, my Lord.
What a double team that was. And there you have it. Kaz Hayashi with that doubling up with Jimmy Yang. Gets the pin on Shark Boy. They are your winners. And man, it's such action, Jimmy. We're going to have to take a break, and we'll be back with more great WA and HWA, I'll get it right here in a minute, action in just a moment. All right, we're back, and of course you saw the great cruiserweight tag match in the first segment of this year highlight show. And the WCW Invasion also brought to me the gentleman on our left, the current HWA Cruiserweight Champion, Jamie Noble. And of course, Jamie, when you defeated Matt Striker on our very first television show for that Cruiserweight title, it exploded a feud that's been carried on right up to the present time.
Yeah, me and Matt Striker, it's been a hot feud. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, and you know, it's just been one constant battle since I've been here.
And of course, the Cruiserweight division in HWA, now that the Invasion is over, it's every man for himself, but there's a lot of depth, a lot of guys shooting for that belt now, like Shannon Moore, Kaz Hayashi, Chad Collier, Pepper Parks, and of course, Matt Striker's still in the hunt, so it's going to make things tougher for you in the year of 2002.
Yeah, as far as competition, we got the best cruiserweights in the world, but I mean, I don't think none of them even lace my boots, Les. I mean, they can all come out and give their best. I mean, I'm a fighting champion. I mean, I've proved it. I've took on Striker, Collier, Shannon Moore. I mean, they all.
You've got title defenses coming up January the 9th in Dayton and also January the 12th in Batavia.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I've got the utmost confidence in me right now, and right now I'm in the zone, Liz.
All right. Well, you know, I know what that means. That means you've got it going and nobody can take you out of it. But how about for the year 2002? Any New Year's resolutions?
I just hope to continue to improve, you know, get better. I'm constantly, you know, trying to get better, you know. You know, just study my opponents. You know, that's one thing I think gives me the heads up on a lot of guys. When they step in the ring, you know, I know what they can do and what they can't, and their limitations, their weaknesses, their strength, and I think that's why I've been so successful since I've been here, because I'm a student of the game, Liz.
You certainly are, and of course, his mentor was Dean Malenko, as well as that was Chad Collier, which makes quite for an interesting matchup as well. But right now, we're going to see how Jamie Noble won the HWA Cruiserweight title as he meets then-champion Matt Striker with the belt on the line. Let's take a look.
In the ring right now with me, the challenger from West Bilburn, West Virginia, Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble out of West Virginia, a tough little competitor, very intense, Jimmy, and of course, he's beating Matt Striker, our HWA title holder.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not that familiar with Noble, but I sure am familiar with this young man.
Escorted to the ring by his manager, Helena Heavenly, Matt Striker.
Well, Matt Striker in the ring with Helena Heavenly. I'm not sure if she's a valet, manager, second, accomplice, or a romantic interest.
Or all the above.
Or all the above. This is for the HWA Cruiserweight Championship,
Yes,
and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good one. And Matt Striker, as I said, I'm very familiar with this young man, the current HWA Cruiserweight Champion. Jamie Noble, of course, I believe, has aligned himself with those invading WCW forces,
yes,
and that could lead to no good, Les.
Noble, during his WCW run, was one of the young dragons, along with Jimmy Yang and Kaz Hayashi. So, yes, a tough little cruiserweight. And you know what Mike Sanders neglected to tell you earlier, but had mentioned to me before the program started taping, was that there's so much talent in this WCW and Invasion, Les, that we had to draw names to see who was going to face the HWA Cruiserweight and the HWA Heavyweight Champion tonight.
Well, I think Mike Sanders, you know, they say a team's modus operandi is an extension of its coach's personality. If Mike Sanders is the de facto coach of the WCW forces, then I'd say they're pretty obnoxious and generally always in a bad mood. But Sanders may be able to find a better way to pick a challenger for a championship than by drawing a name out of a hat. But right now, Noble, blistering Striker back in the corner. Knife-edge chop, sends a boot to the gut. And now Noble going to send his man across, but Striker had that one scouted. Tip up and over to chop of his own.
And Matt Striker laying his own chops in now on Jamie Noble, as Noble sags on the ropes from the onslaught. Striker goes to whipping cross, Noble reverse it and knees Striker, taking the wind out of Striker's sails. We want to remind you that on Wednesday, September the 26th, the HWA once again invades Covington, Kentucky at Jillian's Entertainment Complex right off of I-75. And for the latest in HWA cards, check HWAonline.com.
But boy, I tell you, so far, we thought this Cruiserweight Championship match was going to be a great wrestling match. This is turning into a dogfight because Jamie Noble is breaking every rule in his book. He's trying to maul Striker. Now Noble slams Striker right in the middle. Comes off of that, tremendous elbow drive right at the sternum. Lateral press, count of 1 and 2 by Ray Ramsey, but no.
No vanity pins here for Jamie Noble. He's trying to cover Stryker and keep him down. Stryker kicks out on both of them.
Whoa!
Oh, fisherman suplex by Noble. Gets a 2 count, but Stryker guts him and kicks his way out.
You know, Les, we got to make mention of the fact that a lot of folks may not be familiar with exactly why WCW is invading the Heartland Wrestling Association. The HWA is, of course, a developmental territory for the World Wrestling Federation, and a lot of great talent with WWF developmental contracts has been wrestling in the Heartland Wrestling Association. Now the WCW forces, taking a cue from Shane McMahon, have tried to invade the HWA to prevent these fine young athletes from getting their crack at the WWF before the WCW guys do, and I think that's a load of crap in my opinion. Wait a minute, Stryker up on top, cross the body all the way across the ring, but they rolled over.
Noble rolls him
caught
through.
him. No.
A 2 count. And for those of you who are not sure what developmental territory means, that would basically be a AAA farm club in baseball terminology.
Many of the fine superstars you see on television right here are going to go on to the big stage in the World Wrestling Federation. And you'll have seen them first, folks, right here on Heartland Wrestling. Oh, man!
Beautiful enziguri by Stryker. Both men down now as Ray Ramsey starts the double count, and Helena Heavenly patting the mat, tapping the mat, cheering Stryker on.
Stryker ducked that swing, and he nailed Noble on his own.
Yes, Stryker with the right hands. Arm whips Noble cross ring. Noble ducks the elbow. Stryker with a beautiful flying leg whip, and Noble takes the 2 count, but he's kicking out, and so many close pins here, Jim.
Well, Noble, right now, wait a minute, Noble got to make an opening for himself. Got to change this tide in a hurry. Trying to go for the backslide. But can he wait? Oh, wait a minute, Stryker ducked under. Now Stryker, quick turnaround power slam. Hooks the far leg, but he couldn't get him. Noble's still too strong.
Stryker back up. Noble coming up slower now. The wind taken out of him on that power slam. Stryker arm whips him into the nearest corner. Charges in, is caught with a boot. Noble not out of this one. He is groggy and dazed, but still in the ball game. Double leg. Goes for the pin using the ropes here.
Wait a minute. Ramsey caught that.
What's
Ray
Mark
Ramsey caught
Jindrak
it,
is out into the
Mark
arena
Jindrak
now.
has just come to ringside, and he's going over to Helena Heavenly. On the other side of the ring, he's confronted Helena. And meanwhile, this HWA Cruiserweight title match goes on with Stryker and Noble jockeying for position. Jindrak trying to pick up on Helena. Get a date on your own time, pal. Jindrak couldn't get a date on a tombstone. Noble drops behind. Noble swing. Stryker blocks it. Stryker hooking his man for the vertical suplex. Takes him over and down. Stryker.
He's going up.
To the top.
He's going for that swanton now. He's up there. Look
Now, wait a
here.
minute.
Shannon
Oh,
Moore,
man.
one of the 3 count from WCW. Ray Ramsey turns. Jindrak backs off. Stryker down. And obviously the wind taken out of his sails. Let's see who's going to come up first. He or Noble.
Stryker was going to put him away. Stryker was going to put Noble away. But Shannon Moore came out and pushed him off the top rope right on his head. That's a 3 count. My God. Jamie Noble from the WCW has become the first WCW wrestler to win a championship in the Heartland Wrestling Association.
And he has struck the first big blow for WCW's invasion. Stryker has dropped the Cruiserweight title to Jamie Noble, of course. All right, we saw how Jamie Noble won the Cruiserweight title. With me, former HWA heavyweight champion, Ray Steele. And of course, Race, we're going to take a look at a match about the 6th television show we did, where you defended the title against Mark Jindrak. And of course, this is where the whole heavyweight tournament began because of the confusion in the ending of this match. Patrick Black held up the title and created a tournament.
Yes, that was one heck of a match, but before, let me just tell everyone Happy New Year and have a great holiday season this year. That was a great match. Mark Jindrak was a top heavyweight from WCW at the time. He came in, I don't think he had what it takes to beat me, but the commissioner, Mike Sanders of WCW, in that whole invasion, made sure to get his referee's license, and, well, therefore led to what you saw.
Yeah, we'll see that on the tape. It's coming up. And of course, Race, we're talking about the new year, obviously. This is the end of 2001. 2002 should hold a lot of great things for you, and I know you're enjoying meeting some of the top veterans from WWF. It's giving you a lot of learning time.
Definitely. 2002 is going to be great. No more WCW. Now it's just straight HWA. We ain't got to worry about any more invasion problems. We got to worry about easy money. The heavyweight champion, he's going to have to face me. Dlo Brown's up here. Val Venus. We got a lot of top heavyweights now that I'll be looking forward to getting in the ring with.
All right, let's take a look as Ray Steele, then the champion, defended against Mark Jindrak and the confusion that followed. All right, we're back, and the challenger for the HWA heavyweight title is in the ring. Let's hear the introduction.
This matchup is an HWA heavyweight title matchup. In the ring, the challenger, hailing from Syracuse, New York, representing WCW, the male with a slim waist and a pretty face, Mark Jindrak. And his opponent.
Well, Mark Jindrak last set to face the HWA heavyweight champion, Ray Steele, and of course you saw at the top of the program, Jindrak earned the right for this shot at the most coveted prize in HWA last week here on the program with that victory under controversial circumstances.
Absolutely, but Ray Steele, no shrinking violet. He's ready to put the belt up and go toe-to-toe with Mark Jindrak. Let's hear the introduction.
Coming to the ring from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the HWA heavyweight champion, Ray Steele.
Ray Steele hands the HWA gold to referee Robert Briscoe, who will officiate this Heartland Wrestling Association heavyweight title contest. Jindrak is considerably taller than Ray Steele and very well put together, but Ray Steele cocky and also a compact and powerful. Oh, wait a minute, Jindrak opened it up, and he's a southpaw, Les, and he's blistering Ray Steele.
He's working that left hand, and now the boots into the midsection. Steele, the constitution of a bulldog, is really up for this one. I know Jindrak, if Jindrak has an Achilles heel, it might be that he's a follower of Mike Sanders. Jim.
Whoa, look at this. Can you believe it? The movement on the part of Ray Steele, boy, he was moving Jindrak around that ring with a hip toss, arm drag, then now takedown and an arm bar. And folks, once again, we want to remind you, if you need a fundraiser for your club or charity, HWA Wrestling is available. You can call 513-771-1650 or email at hwaonline.com for more information. And also, remember that the HWA returns to Batavia, Ohio. The Red Barn, Saturday, October 13th at 7:30. Haku, Dlo Brown, Steve Blackman, and more. And also, the Halloween Bash on the 31st of October at Jillian's in Covington. All those WWF stars and more as well. Right now, Ray Steele continuing to keep the advantage, but Jindrak, oh man, he's making things happen.
Jindrak came up with a tilt-a-world slam to cut Steele's offense off. Jindrak now needs to move on him quick and take that advantage. We also mentioned the fans in Hamilton, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, and Springfield, Ohio. Keep an eye out on this program on the HWA website. We're coming your way in the very near future.
Wait a minute now, Jindrak sends Ray Steele all the way across the ring. Jindrak's so big and so powerful, he is the largest of the WCW forces. And I think that's probably why Sanders, in all his wisdom, has sent him after Ray Steele for the HWA title. Boy, they got the Cruiserweight title, and if they could capture the singles heavyweight championship as well, they would really have a leg up on the competition here in the Heartland Wrestling Association. But look at Ray Steele, the tenacity of a bulldog, the courage and the heart and the fight in this kid. You will not get Ray Steele to roll over and play dead for anybody. But my God, Jindrak may force him.
Yes, Jindrak almost took his head off with that clothesline. Jindrak, the former basketball star, has great agility and carries a lot of muscle on that frame. He has given Race all he wants here, but it has been a very, very even-Steven competition. Right now, Jindrak slowing the pace down with that chin lock and trying to wear Steele down, Jim.
And, you know, Les, you got to wonder how closely is Shane McMahon watching what happens here on the program, because this may be to Shane McMahon and his millions of dollars a minor league championship, but it'll be a major win for Team WCW and Shane McMahon's future forces. If he can pull this thing off, if the Alliance can bring Jindrak up to the quote-unquote big time as the HWA champion, that'd be a tremendous boon to Sanders and all of his goons. You got to wonder what Shane McMahon has to say about this. And conversely, if Jindrak doesn't do it, Shane McMahon may not be very pleased, and I've been around that young man when he's not pleased, and it's not pleasant.
No, it's not. He's not much a good loser. So he's not going to be happy if things don't go.
The McMahons don't lose very often.
No,
they don't have very much
don't.
practice at it.
You're absolutely right.
Wait a minute, Ray Steele again now mounting another offensive, trying to stagger the big man. Ooh.
Jindrak stops him with a boot. Steele catches him with a clothesline.
Ray Steele pressing the advantage. Jindrak into the ropes. Based on the backdrop. Ray Steele, as we said, he's got the heart of a lion, and he will fight you every step of the way. He has fought and sweat and bled and paid the price to be the HWA champion, and he's not about to give it up without. Oh, wait a minute! Oh no! Oh no! Jindrak was sent into Robert Briscoe. The referee went down.
They're all
Jindrak
three
flew
down.
backwards, and Ray Steele went down. Now
Yes.
all three men struggling, trying to regain their footing. Ray Steele seems to be the closest. Jindrak's got his eye on him, but Robert Briscoe is motionless.
Wait, what is this?
What the hell? That's Mike Sanders.
With a referee's shirt on? What's
Is that
going
a
on?
referee's shirt, or did he just break out of the county jail? This cannot happen.
What?
Mike Sanders is not a referee. He's stolen somebody's shirt. Jindrak. Oh my God. Pearl River plunge. 1, 2, 3. But then
Wait a minute. Patrick Black, the commissioner's out.
Mr. Patrick Black. Mike Sanders is not a referee, but he counted to 3. The referee that is official was unconscious. Patrick Black is in Sanders'
Jindrak
place.
thinks he's won this thing. Look at him. He's holding his hands up.
Wait a minute. Briscoe's waving it off, but Sanders made a 3 count. Jindrak thinks he's the new champion. Ray Steele. Wait a minute.
Steele hit him with a steel cutter.
Steel cutter there. Briscoe's making a count. There's
Wait a
a 3.
minute.
The licensed official has made the count. Patrick Black. Wait a minute. Now Patrick Black telling Briscoe that he shouldn't have done something. Black and Sanders were having a conversation on the outside. Jindrak thinks he's won. Ray Steele thinks he's won. We had 2-3 counts from 2 different officials. The commissioner is ticked off. What the hell's going on here?
I'm not sure which guy is the official. We know Briscoe is. What's Sanders doing with the referee's shirt?
But Patrick Black had told Sanders something here on the floor. It was Patrick Black calling the match off before Briscoe made the 3 count. Patrick Black's got the belt. Both men's arms are raised by 2 different people.
One thing for sure, we've got to straighten this out. We hope to get that done before next week. For Jimmy Cornette, Les Satcher saying, join us next week for more HWA. Of course, the tournament started for the heavyweight title, as you saw just in this past segment. Mark Jindrak against Ray Steele. The confusion with the 2 referees. Commissioner held up the belt. The joining gentleman sitting on my left right now, the very first ever HWA heavyweight kingpin, Dlo Brown. And of course, D, you came back to claim what you said was rightfully yours.
You're absolutely right. You know, back in 1996, when HWA was just a child, I was the first ever HWA heavyweight champion, and when I left, you know, the distance between the champ and the other guys was so great, but coming back here and trying to regain that title, the distance between 2 and number 1 has closed so tremendously, and the talent that is here is ridiculous. You got guys like, you know, Val Venus and Steve Blackman, Haku, along with all the HWA talent. It's very, very difficult for one man to say, I'm going to go out and claim the heavyweight title, but you know what? I'm going to go out and claim the heavyweight title. Let me tell you that right now.
You came right down to the very finals. It was you and Easy Money with some interference. Easy Money earlier in the evening. He was able to injure you to some degree, held on to the belt, but of course you're breathing down his neck, and in Batavia and in Dayton, coming up on the 9th and the 12th, there's a chance you may regain that belt.
Absolutely right. I mean, Commissioner Black has come up with some unique stipulation where it's a 6-man tag title match, if I can spit that out. It's a 6-man match with myself and the Island Boys on one side, with Easy Money and Val and Bradley on the other, and if myself or either of the Island Boys pin any of those 3, all the titles come over, so I can become the heavyweight champ, and the Island Boys become the tag champ if ECMO pins Bradley. It's amazing, and so I've gotten the Island Boys, and we're training hard because, you know what, I want to become the heavyweight champion.
I hear you. You want to see how he works as a tag team partner of the Island Boys? Well, we're going to take a look as they meet the same Easy Money, Haku, and Lash LaRue.
All right.
This contest is a 6-man tag team match scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, in the ring, hailing from the Kingdom of Tonga, the LaRue Bayou, and Lafayette, Louisiana, and Atlantic City, New Jersey, representing WCW, the team of Haku, Lash LaRue, and Easy Money, and their opponents.
Easy Money, Haku, Lash LaRue, team members from Team WCW, and now coming to the ring, their opponents. And are they spotting from size? You bet they are. The Island Boys and Dlo Brown.
Coming to the ring, hailing from the island of Samoa and Chicago, Illinois, representing the HWA and the WWF, the team of OG ECMO and Chemo, the Island Boys, and Dlo Brown.
Got a rider, bag with a lighter,
mixed up in it. Give it to your friend, let's spin.
And they're attacked as the bell has yet to be rung, Brock. And of course, even with Haku, Money and Lash LaRue realize how much size they are spotting their opponents, the Island Boys and Dlo Brown. And right now, Lash LaRue driving ahead of, look here, Chemo driving his own head into that turnbuckle and headbutts LaRue.
You would have think that Lash LaRue would have done his homework on that. You can't take away, you can't win the match by going after the guy's head, particularly one of the Island Boys' head.
Yeah, it's a lethal weapon for these guys, right? That forehead, no doubt about it. We also want to mention, coming your way, HWA returns to the Red Barn Flea Market Saturday, November the 10th, 7:30 p.m. with a super lineup. Advance tickets at the Red Barn in Batavia, Ohio. You need a fundraiser for your club? Would your company like to sponsor HWA Wrestling? Give us a call at 513-771-1650. And don't forget, we tape every Sunday night beginning at 7:30, Jeffersonville, Indiana at Davis Arena. And admission is free. Come on down and join us. Right now, the two biggest men in this tag match, Brock Gubman, are in that ring. Haku and Chemo. Haku at about 300, Chemo at about 4 1/4.
Chemo may need a fundraiser of his own if Haku keeps working on that leg the way it is. Chemo seems to be in a lot of pain right now.
Money putting the boots to him as he comes in. Lash LaRue in with a couple quick shots. As referee Joe Lopez putting Ekmo and Dlo out of the ring. Ekmo, Dlo, Chemo, our loser. Easy Money staying on that leg. Chemo needs to make the tag here. Money breaking that leg down across the back of his neck, stretching the tendons and the ligaments. Chemo reaching for those ropes. Money in the driver's seat, but we can't say for how long. You got to keep the big man down to stay ahead here, Brock.
You have to, and he's got to get a tag because Easy Money can throw a whole bunch of stuff at you. He is definitely one of the most innovative men in pro wrestling right now. Always comes up with something new.
Yes, no doubt about it. Easy Money, a tough competitor, as we've always said. Heavyweight size, cruiserweight speed. Trying to shoot Chemo in. Chemo reverses the whip over the top, and Easy Money throws a drop kick into that leg.
Oh,
Down.
right on that leg again.
Right now, Lash LaRue in teamwork abounds for the WCW trio. Trying to take the big man off his feet, but Chemo fighting him off, staying on his feet. Of course, we want to remind you that next week, we've got two more final first round pairings in a heavyweight tournament coming your way. And also, we hear that Jamie Noble has a great opponent lined up. Mike Sanders tells us all in all should be a super lineup right now. Dlo Brown in the driver's seat, drops Easy Money, takes LaRue up for the spine buster. Easy Money and Haku head to head. Haku doesn't even go down. Look at there. He puts it on the Tongan death grip on Dlo. Ekmo and Chemo in. And they drop Haku with a double clothesline. We are about 30 seconds from going off the air here. A 2 count by Easy Money on Dlo Brown. Will they get this match in before time limit expires? Money moves out of the way. Ekmo hits the ropes. Ekmo reverses the whip, ducks the clothesline, takes Money up. Oh! The Samoan drop. Dlo. And we are out of time.
And what a way to be out of
The
time.
first round next week. We're out of here. Let's Joining me now, former cruiserweight kingpin Matt Striker. You just saw six-man tag action, Dlo of the Island Boys against LaRue, Haku, and Easy Money. And of course, as I mentioned to Jamie Noble earlier in this program, Matt, that first match on our very first television show where he defeated you for the title set off a feud that you guys have carried all across the HWA area, and it's right up to this present point in time. Now, he's still wearing that title. He's taken away your valet, Helena Heavenly. And of course, but you know, he has a reason to be mad at you, as we're going to see here in a few minutes, because you pulled a few crazy stunts on him as well.
Well, like you said, Les, this has gone on for a long time. It's gone past titles. It's gone past women. It's extremely personal. This is almost like, you know, he has done something to a member of my family. That's how personal this has become, Les.
Well, you know, I know you want the belt back. I know that you and Chad Collier are doing a best 2 out of 3 matches to decide the top contender on the 8th, 9th, and 12th of January in the new year. We want to wish you a lot of luck on that. But we're going to see Jamie Noble. Now, you pulled some tricks on him. You put some crazy opponents out there. You caused him to lose some matches. His title wasn't at stake. But this one, I thought, took the cake because he's going to meet a woman in the event we're about to take a look at.
That's right, Les. You know, I couldn't get the match myself, so I did what I could to make his path as difficult as possible.
And if you see Matt Striker laughing, you'll know why in just a moment as you watch Jamie Noble take on a young lady named Jazz. Let's take a look. All right, Reno, Matt Striker are handcuffed at ringside. The cruiser champ is in the ring, ready for the introduction.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, in the ring, hailing from West Melbourne, West Virginia, representing WCW, he's the HWA Cruiserweight Champion, Jamie, by God Noble, the Redneck Messiah. And his opponent,
Jamie, by God Noble, the Redneck Messiah.
Well, I'm glad Hoss said it. That way I don't have to. But I'll tell you what, now we're going to find out who is this surprise opponent. Mike Sanders has scoured the country to find an opponent for Jamie Noble, to allow Noble to show off these skills and attributes and talents that
Wait
Sanders
a
claims
minute.
he
Do you see who's coming to
possesses.
ringside?
Wait a second.
What? Jazz?
You gotta be out of your mind. You gotta be. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously Jazz is a woman.
coming to the ring, hailing from Fort Worth, Texas, representing OVW, she's the female fighting phenom, Jazz!
Well, I am surprised at this, Les Thatcher, but obviously Jazz is one of the upcoming young female wrestlers in the industry. Wait a minute now, Jazz, what? Jazz is laying down.
What?
Noble telling her to get up. Wait a minute. This has got Mike Sanders' fingerprints written all over it. He has gone out and hired this young lady, obviously, to come in here as a ringer and basically lay down take a dive for Jamie Noble. And look at Noble now. Come on, what is this proving?
And they've got Striker handcuffed to Reno at ring.
Well,
for what?
Striker and Reno down there, they're shoving each other around and they're getting up in each other's face. But you got to remember, if Reno hits Striker, he is suspended out of this tournament.
That's
and
right.
If I was Striker, I believe I'd lean in that direction. But now Noble has a hammerlock, and now this is a farce of a situation. Look at this.
Fireman's
They're having
carry.
a workout match.
Oh, man. What do they call him? Midget?
Midget. Jamie Noble does not like that midget chant, folks. I just thought I'd bring that up for your edification, but this is obviously, well, Sanders doesn't need to be at ringside, even though Patrick Black barred him because it wouldn't do any good. He's already obviously got this one in the bag. Wait a minute. Noble took Jazz down and slapped her in the back of the head and took her right down with that drop toe hold, and she hit nose first on that canvas. It looks, Noble is having fun with this setup that his spiritual leader, Mike Sanders, has arranged for him.
Sanders was saying last week that this would test the skills of our Cruiserweight champion.
Well, all it's doing is giving him a chance to show off every move in a book that he can do against a willing female opponent. Oh, wait, now look at he's grabbing the back of Jazz's head. He's pulling her hair, and she is in She's in a little bit of pain here.
Well,
I think Noble's getting carried away.
I think so too. One thing he knows for sure, Stryker being handcuffed to Reno, he can't get in the ring. He can't be a distraction, at least not at this point.
Wait a minute. Noble went for the pin there and then pulled her up by the hair. Is this part of the charade? Wait a minute.
Ray Steele.
Ray Steele. Ray Steele all over the back of Reno. Stryker's still handcuffed to him, but as Race is fiddling with those cuffs, I think Ray Steele has some handcuff keys. And now Noble leaning out said, hey, wait a minute. Noble's been taking liberties with this young lady, Jazz. Now, Jazz, wait a minute.
Jammed him again.
You got it. Jazz says, hell with this. I don't care how much they're paying me. This kid's slapping me around. And Jazz, fisherman suplex. She got it.
She just beat Jamie Noble.
Ray Steele came out and jumped on Reno, got the handcuffs off, and Stryker goes over and embraces Jazz. Jazz decided it wasn't worth it, and Noble's on his back in the middle of the ring. I can't believe this, Les.
Sanders thought he had it all set up here, Jim, and Jazz got the 3 count on the Cruiserweight title
Ray
holder.
Steele lost in the tournament to Reno last week with help from Brass Knucks. He got even here tonight, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he did, and right now we've got one mad Redneck Messiah. He's having a hissy fit. We're going to have to take a break, and we'll be back with more great HWA action. We've seen how the title matches have fared, the tournaments, the Cruiserweight title, and of course we mentioned some of the top stars from WWF joining the fight in the HWA. Joining me at the desk, one of those top stars, and Val Venus. And Val, the first thing I want to mention is I know you were very surprised when you came into the HWA to see the level of talent.
Absolutely, Les. You know, when I came down to the HWA, I was expecting it to be a cakewalk. But what I found down here was there was quite a bit of respectful talent, talent that wanted to learn, talent that had goals in this business, and it actually became a lot more difficult than I expected.
And of course, you came in to help out the HWA, WWF in the invasion, but once the invasion was over, it's kind of been a scramble, every man for himself. But in that particular instance, you have aligned yourself with Steve Bradley. The chemistry's good there, and you guys have gandered the HWA tag titles in the interim.
Well, let me make one thing perfectly clear right now. When I came down to the HWA, I didn't come down here to help anybody out. I came down here with one goal on my mind, and that's to walk into that ring every single night with nothing less in my mind than absolute victory. And I think I've done that very well. As far as Steve Bradley and I go, I got sick and tired of hanging out with people who didn't have the same goals as myself. What did I want? I wanted gold. I wanted victories. I wanted to be on top. So I started aligning myself with people who wanted the same goals. Steve Bradley just happens to be somebody who is looking forward in the future, who's looking at gold, who's looking at being number one.
Let me cut you off there just a moment, because in the new year, in Dayton, Ohio on Wednesday the 9th, in Batavia at the Red Barn on Saturday the 12th, those coveted tag team belts are on the line along with Easy Money's heavyweight title in a 6-man where if any one of the 3 of you lose the fall, all 3 of those belts are gone to the other team.
There is no ifs about it. We're going to walk into that ring with the same goal that I always walk into that ring with, nothing less in my mind than absolute victory, and we're going to walk out with the goal achieved, victory, and the belt still around our waist.
Well, let's take a look at how good Steve Bradley and Val Venus work as a team, and their third partner, Ray Steele, as they face 2 of the 3 men in question here, the Island Boys and their partner, the Ice Cream Man, Tony B. Let's go to the tape. Can outdo the power and the movement for a guy of over 400 pounds of Chemo of the Island Boys.
You know, these 2 guys look like a whole island amongst themselves.
Maybe they are. I'll tell you what, these guys move well for their size, too. That's the biggest thing. Chemo puts him back in the corner and opens up with the right hands. Shoots Steele cross ring. Steele up and over. Off the rope. Goes for the clothesline. Chemo spins him. Out of a slam, drives him, or out of a full Nelson, drives him straight down, face first.
That's a pretty looking move.
Yes, it is. Pretty vicious looking. Ice Cream, Tony B takes the tag. Boot to the midsection to Ray Steele, throws the right hand, loops another one in there. Tony B on the reversal of the whip. Bradley, cross body by Ice Cream. Bradley kicks out. Bradley got him on the blind tag. Thought he might get an advantage, but Ice Cream hit him with that cross body. Elbow by Ice Cream.
You know, I never thought in a million years, for one, that I'd be sitting up here at Les Thatcher. Two, that I'd be hearing Les Thatcher be screaming Ice Cream. I guess you scream, I scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Ice Cream, exactly. I remember when you were a little boy, you used to scream for Ice Cream.
Is there a commercial coming up?
We got to quit talking about Ice Cream. Val Venus in on the tag. It goes to work on Tony B. Chops him with the suplex.
I'll tell you, Val Venus is one of those guys that really impresses me. I know he impresses you too, Les. If I was a coach of a team, he'd be the first player I'd go for. His work ethic, his desires, determination. He gives you 110% every single time he's in that ring.
You're absolutely right. This guy exemplifies a good professional wrestler in every category. Nice block by Tony B. Got Val over on the short ride, but Tony can't take advantage of it as he has been hurt. Look there, Venus, good block, and that's good tag team psychology.
Yes, it is. Blocking his opponent from trying to get to the other side and make that tag.
When you watch this, you remember a lot of the times you and Brother Joe wrestled as a team on your Japanese tours.
Yeah, I miss those days a lot, but I'm glad I'm sitting up here.
Look at here, Eki slams Ray Steele, drops Val Venus. Bradley on the outside, and might be wise to stay there. ECMO, watch this now. He's going to drive their heads together. Staggers both these big guys. Wait a minute, Bradley grabs Eki by the ankle. Oh, and a double clothesline turned him upside down. And look at this, Dean. Not much teamwork here, just a brawl, basically.
No, it's definitely 3 against 1.
Venus now going to work. Looks like they're going to isolate the arm of OG ECMO. And you know, if there's any guys in the HWA that have a combination of experience, size, and mat techniques that might be able to take out the Island Boys, it would be any 2 of the 3, I think, in the opposite corner today.
Yeah, you got a point there. Both Bradley, Val Venus, and Ray Steele, they all got great mat skills, great wrestling knowledge, and if anybody could take the Island Boys out, and Ice Cream for that matter, these 3 gentlemen could do it.
Right now, Steele with that arm, and they're staying on it.
Actually, I like to take Ice Cream out just to get a shake.
Well, you know, if I'd have known you were wanting some ice cream, we could have had you at ringside. He passes out ice cream to the kids. Whoa, Eki misses with the drive. Bradley kicks him in that shoulder, turns him over with it, and ECMO in trouble now, and he needs to make that tag. To watch Bradley, Venus, and Race have kept him on their half of the ring. Eki trying to get him up for that Samoan slam, but couldn't do it. The arm came out on him, Dean.
I finally nailed one in there.
Yeah, Bradley, I think, thought he had something going, went for it the second time, but Eki powered through it, but he is still in pain and he's hurting. Let's see if he's going to make the tag. He does. Tony B catches the tag. Ray Steele catches the clothesline. Down goes Bradley, drops him to Val, and the Ice Cream Man, Tony B, on fire now. Race reverses the whip. Ice Cream hits him with that spinning forearm. Power slam. Venus in for the save. Chemo comes in and shuts Venus down. And man, what power behind those right hands of Chemo. Dean, we've got a lot of confusion going on here.
There's bodies flying all over the place.
ECMO with that super kick to Bradley's on the outside. Chemo down with Val Venus. Arm whip reversed by Ray Steele. It goes to the flying block, which he got on Bradley earlier. There's Steele with that spinning.
Looks like it's it.
And he got him. He got him. Ray Steele pulls it out for the team of Venus, Steele, and Bradley over the tough combination of the Island Boys and Ice Cream, Tony B. And man, I don't know. It could have gone either way here, Dean, but it was a smart move. Bradley, Venus isolated the bigger guys, and they were able to take out the less experienced of the three.
Yeah, I think Ray Steele got real fortunate because the other 4 gentlemen were on the outside of the ring apron at that point and just left 2 guys in the ring. He was able to capitalize on Ashgren's mistake.
Absolutely. Dean, appreciate you joining us for a couple matches. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll be back. Well, there you have it. For the last, most of the last hour, you've seen some of the highlights of HWA television through the year of 2001. And it's been a banner year for the company, and we've grown in stature, in talent, and in experience. And we want to wish all of you out there an extremely happy new year. And of course, it's been a great year for the HWA to have the addition of many great veterans, as we mentioned, to come from WWF to help with the younger gentlemen in our stable, to teach them, people like Haku, Brian Adams, Steve Blackman, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Rikishi, David Taylor, etc. We want to wish them the best in the new year. Tough Enough winner, Maven Huffman, has come to our camp, and we hope to help him grow in the year 2002. We want to say thanks to everyone behind the scenes, people like Danny Davis, Jim Cornette, who have helped out tremendously, Chad Delafield, who inserts our commercials, and you're going to see a special that he built on the year in review coming up in just a few moments. We want to wish good luck to all the talent who has left the HWA. They worked hard here. We hope they're headed for great things in their life somewhere down the road. And of course, the one tragedy in the HWA in the year 2001, the loss of a very talented young man and a very close friend, Russ Haas. We want to mention that Russ will be with us in all of our endeavors in the year 2002 in our hearts and in our souls. To all of you out there, the HWA fans, we want to wish you a happy new year. Hope you'll continue to join us throughout the new year for HWA Wrestling. So right now, we mentioned Chad Delafield, a great technician with a piece of videotape. He's made us a musical highlights film for the end of the year. Let's take a look. Happy New Year to you all. Join us again next week.